Okay, so this is a short brief lecture regarding cell cycle and mitosis. Again, cell cycle and mitosis. So what's that all about? Well, basically, all cells have like we call a cell cycle. So they pretty much they start off at the G1 as G2 and then go to mitosis. So what's that all about? So basically what happens is basically all of our cells, we have one cell, or let's say we start off with a cell, and that cell is going to go through a process where that it actually, I know it's bad drawing, it's going to split, and then you're going to have, and now you have two cells. Two cells, these two cells are going to be genetically identical to one another. Okay, and then it kind of split apart where that is still, if the cells are circles, but not all cells are circle like you just see that a lot of text in textbooks. But if you look at different types of cells type like the squamous, epithelial, cuboidal cells, they have different shapes. So the cell cycle, so that this encompasses the whole cell cycle, the things that the cell is doing at this stage, and then the things the cell is going to be doing at these stages. So what's happening here? At G1, that's when the cell, you have growth and preparation of DNA synthesis. So that's happening right here, okay? So the G1S and G2, those guys are during the interphase. So G1, S, G2, all those together collectively, that is the interphase stage, all right? And interphase is simply where basically the cell is not dividing. So interphase is the stage where that the cell is not undergoing cell division, is not dividing. Okay. However, there's a whole lot of things that's going on during the interphase, but it's not in the active division. This is cell division where it goes from 1 to 2. It's not an active cell division process. I remember when I was in high school, our teacher, would say, well, the interphase, they call it the resting stage. We don't really say that so much because the resting stage kind of implies that the cell is just resting. So let's say this is the cell that's during in interphase, and it's not resting at all. I mean, look at all the things that it's still undergoing in G1, S, and G2. So it's not resting at all. Now, if one says it's resting in the fact that it's not dividing from one cell to two cells, all right, well, okay, that's understandable. But now we really don't say like it's resting because it kind of gives it just kind of implies that it's just relaxing, drinking a lemonade, watching ESPN, and not really doing much. No, it's doing a whole lot. So you got G1 again, a part of the interphase. You got the S, that's DNA replication. So again, or DNA synthesis. So DNA synthesis, the word synthesis simply means to make. So it's just simply just making a photocopy of our DNA. And then you go into G2, the G2 stage, preparing for mitosis. Now again, mitosis, that is this part from here to here, where it's actually going from one cell to two cells. And you have different stages of mitosis. You got prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. All right, so again, it is mitosis part that's where that is actually dividing, actually splitting. All right, so this is kind of showing it again. So again, you get one cell, okay, in interphase, because it's part. So this blue portion right here, that's the interphase stage. So it says interphase. That's interphase, 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 interphase. Now you get into mitosis, this green area. But G1, cells doing things. S, cell just made a photocopy of DNA, still doing things. G2, cells doing things. And now it's actually splitting into two separate genetically identical cells. We call them daughter cells. So now split up into two daughter cells. So this is the parent cell. Guys, the parent cell, and that's the daughter cell. So again, parent cell, daughter cells, and both of these two daughter cells are genetically identical. All right, so these are genetically identical, not genetically similar, because similar is similar implies, well, there are similarities, but not exactly, so no, but they're genetically identical. So again, the phases of mitosis, all right, or the cell cycle. So you got interphase. Again, that's with G1, S, G2. Now we're getting into mitosis. Okay, so you got prophase. So what's happening here in prophase is simply where that the the nucleus begins to dissolve. All right, late prophase, and these are the chromosomes. So those X's are the chromosomes. That's where the genetic information or the DNA is located. I talked about this in the DNA synthesis in the previous live lecture. During metaphase, the chromosomes are lining up at the equator of the cell. You get the north pole in a sense and the south pole. Okay, and then during anaphase, the chromosomes are being pulled apart. All right, going to either side of the pole. And then at telophase, see, like where it's kind of showing two this is called a chromatid. So one chromatid is being pulled northbound, and the other chromatid, you can kind of say chromosome as well, being pulled southbound. But however, this chromosome that's being separated and this chromosome, because they used to be together, like so, oops, like this guy, they used to be together, but they've been separated. However, they are genetically identical. So that's why when you get into telophase, splitting up, and now you have the two daughter cells, these guys are genetically identical. The same genetic information, the exact same genetic information, these guys, and that's what you want. In fact, all of our cells in our body has the same exact genetic information. So the genetic information that is in my stomach cells have the same exact genetic information in my brain cells. All right. The reason why a stomach is not growing in my brain is because the stomach information, all right, DNA wise, the stomach information that's in my brain cells, that information is turned off, where the information to make the brain, to make all the proteins and enzymes for the brain to function, that information is turned on. Again, my heart cells, do my heart cells have the genetic information to make a femur? Yes, they do. All the heart cells do, but that genetic information is turned off. All right, so again, still showing us something in terms of mitosis. All right, so again, these are the what? Daughter cells. That's the parent cell. And again, these are the daughter cells in which they're genetically identical. Parent cell, two daughter cells. So again, so before cell division, the cell replicates copies all of its DNA. So each daughter cell gets a complete set of genetic information from the parent, so that they're genetically identical. All right. So each daughter cell is exactly like the parent cell. Same number of chromosomes. Again, same genetic information. Just showing it again, yet again. Here you got prophase. All right, the nucleus beginning to dissolve. These are the chromosomes here. All right, you got metaphase. Chromosomes are lining up at the equator, getting ready to split off. Then you got anaphase. All right, so one chromatid has been, or one chromatid, let me say chromosome, has been split off, and the other one, and both of these guys are genetically identical again. Same DNA, same information on the DNA, and then get to a situation where you have telophase. And this part right here, kind of the latter part, or the next stage after mitosis, kind of pseudo a part of mitosis, but after mitosis, this is called cytokinesis. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it all in here. Kinesis. All right, cytokinesis actually is Greek for the splitting of the cytoplasm. That's what's happening here. The cytoplasm is being split. So that's why you have cytokinesis. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Again, this is a plant, so you got the interface here. Cells going this cell right here actually is the whole cell, because the plant cell has a cell wall. I was just encircling the nucleus. I'm not sure what stage it is in interphase. It can be either G1, S, or G2. Prophase, the nucleus begins to disintegrate. Metaphase, the chromosomes are lining up at the equator. Anaphase, you've seen that, and this is a real picture, of course, guys. The chromosomes are being pulled apart, going to either side. And then you have telophase, and then cytokinesis is going to occur right here to split it up. So then ultimately you'll have two genetically identical cells. And then it'll go back yet again to interphase. Then after a while it'll wrap back around and do the whole step over again, back to prophase. These are again just pictures of an onion root tip. It's been stained and just kind of showing the different stages here.